Hi, everybody. I wanted to talk about color changes and patterns and some different ideas that kind of go along with that. One of the things that I think is pretty common is that we see a design, we like the way it looks, and then we look at, the thread changes or the color changes, and we see something such as this, and we say, oh my gosh, 28 color changes. And in this particular case, you'll notice that, the colors are used a couple of different times. And this is actually the design that I created for the February 2023 quilt block. And I did not follow any of these colors whatsoever. I just randomly picked particular colors so that it was a totally unique design. I think a lot of times we see this many color changes and we panic because we forget to see if there's doubles. We see a design and it's extremely difficult to try and see it in a different light. Patterns are great, but it doesn't mean you have to follow them. So one of the things that I want to point out, especially when you're downloading a design from a website, you will see certain things where it will say that, this is a wing shading, these are all wing shadings, and then you come down here and it says that this is the butterfly, and then this is the dots, and that this is the edges of the wings. And the other thing that you'll find sometimes is you can see that it says this butterfly should be emerald black. When you pull it into the Floriani software, it actually came up as navy blue. So my point is that you don't always have to follow your color sheets. You don't have to look at them and say, okay, this has to be black or this has to be blue. And I want to give you an example, if I can. This is my binder, my 5-inch binder that is full of patterns and color sheets and different things like that. And when I first started embroidering, my biggest thing was I had to follow the color charts. And I was working on a particular project where I was creating multiple, and I don't know if you can see this, but multiple 3D style fish. And I got 3 of them done for a friend of mine, and he told me, he goes, they're gorgeous, I really like them, but you're following a pattern and they look like everything else. Your fabric looks like what's in the book, your threads are pretty close. And so he pretty much offered me a challenge. He says, I want you to follow the pattern to create the fish. He goes, but I don't want you to follow the fabric colors, and I don't want you to follow the thread colors. Now, he's an artist and he sees colors much differently than I did, but this was the beginning of a journey for me. I did not follow those colors. I didn't follow the threads, and this is what I ended up with in the end, was this particular fish. And none of the colors on here are what the pattern called for. None of the fabrics are what it called for. And in the end of all of the 4 fish that I created, this turned out to be my absolute favorite and his absolute favorite. So what I want you to start to think about is that, yes, these patterns, no matter what you're doing, are great. If you pull a color change sheet out and you use it, remember that it is only a reference. It's not, written in stone that has to be the colors. There will be cases where you're going to want to follow colors. For example, if you're stitching out the Marine Corps emblem, you're going to want to be pretty close on that. But if it's other things, don't forget to get a little creative. Look, sometimes it's just kind of fun to randomly pick colors off the wall as you're stitching and come up with things that you never would have thought about. Sometimes I think we overthink it and, oh, well, this is going to clash with that. But what you think is going to clash actually ends up coming out to be a better project. So part of my challenge to you is to find a fairly simple pattern, maybe something such as this butterfly, and I want you to take the design to the machine, and I don't want you to plan anything. I want you to randomly pick colors, and I want you to randomly put them together. And when you do that, once you've completed that, I'd love to see your designs in the comment section. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. Is it something that, okay, I really hated this? Or is it something that you ended up liking? So what I want to do with this particular challenge is I want you to kind of get out there a little bit, stretch your imagination, and don't let your rational, logical thoughts kind of overstep everything that, we would normally do. So I hope that helps. Remember, the thread change sheets are great. Use them for reference so that you know that, okay, you're going to be doing the sky, you're going to be doing the grass or whatever. But don't use them to pick your colors. Use them for, different things, and you'll be amazed at the product that you come up with. So I look forward to seeing your results, and thanks guys for watching.